And if you need to cry right now, you cry.
Yeah. And someone said to me once that the green was the thing that I would love the most about Alphabet, that I would want to stay green. But actually, being green, yes, I loved playing this character. But every time I took the makeup off, I loved who I was even more.
That's a good one.
All right, you guys, we had to talk about this. I, like you, have seen all these videos, right? And they're just ridiculous. Every single time these two are sitting down to have an interview, they are acting as though they're finding out that their whole family, did or did their whole family not survive Auschwitz. It's like the tears, the emotional anguish, the insistence that they've been through something.
We've come through a massive, massive thing, and we've really stuck together.
It makes you go what? Wait. Is there something beyond the movie that happened? Did something on set happen? What happened? Was there some kind of, near-death experience? What happened on set that made these two behave this way? No, nothing happened. They're just so profoundly proud of themselves for being part of a movie about a couple of witches who were friends despite the color of their skin. I never saw the Wicked musical. I never read the book. I never was into the whole Wicked thing. I'm old school musical. When I was a kid, I'm over there watching Seven Brides for Seven Brothers.
Bless your beautiful hide, wherever you may be.
So if you, like me, were never really into the whole Wicked franchise, I didn't know what it was about. I mean, I knew vaguely what it was about, but I just wasn't that into it. And so if you, like me, need a refresher on what this is about, basically, it's the story of the two good witches, Glenda the Good Witch, who we remember from The Wizard of Oz, and then, of course, the Wicked Witch of the West. Her name is Elphaba, and she's got green skin, and for that, she's castigated from society. And I suppose over the course of time, since everybody had treated her so badly and so poorly, she just turned into the Wicked Witch of the West, right? So her problems are really the fact that society didn't treat her as they should and could have. Really, I think Wicked was probably one of the first movies to play around with the idea that you could humanize the villain of a story and explain to you why the reason they're evil is really your fault as society. And so, it's supposed to be this tragic story of what happens when we other people and, make people feel bad about the things that are true about them, which was, in this case, the witch had green skin and everybody was really mean to her. All right. And then in this course of the story, Glenda and Elphaba become friends, but then, they separate and they go their separate ways. But the popular witch was nice to the ugly witch, and so that's the general gist. I'm leaving out stuff, but, that's the general gist. And that's why these two feel like they've really been through something, because they have told the story of what it is to be othered. And it's just a lot. It's a lot that they had to go through, and now they just can hardly get through any of the press tour because they're just so empowered by the message they were privileged to bring you. And the thing that is so sickening about this is you guys were in a movie about a couple of witches. It's an imaginary story. These two are acting as though they got in a time machine, went back, single-handedly killed Hitler, Stalin, and Mao, and then came back to tell us about the deed they had done. The sense that they have just done humanity a great, great good, and the pleasure they have in telling you about it. I mean, it knows no bounds. They're constantly crying at themselves, crying that they themselves were the ones who were allowed to bring this gospel message to you, that you shouldn't judge people based on the color of their skin. Without them, it would have never, ever occurred to us that we should be kind and good to each other. And that because of this gut-wrenching performance that the two of them put themselves through, because let me tell you, these two had to really get into character. This gut-wrenching performance is going to change the course of history. And they can't believe they got to do it. Wake up, you two crazies. You didn't do anything. The level of delusion is second to none I have ever seen. These two are out to lunch. They went to Oz and they stayed in Oz. But at the same time, I also feel like we should have seen this coming. Because before all this press tour started, Cynthia Erivo, who is by far one of the most pretentious, inconceivably obnoxious people I've ever clapped eyes on. Had a complete hissy fit because the poster that they had originally made was supposed to mimic the illustrated poster that everyone associates with Wicked. And in the picture that she had taken that was supposed to mimic the illustration, she's looking directly at the camera. And some exuberant fan, thought it would be fun to make her picture look more like the original poster. So the hat is shading the eyes and the lips are red. And Cynthia acted as though somebody had come to her and killed her firstborn in front of her eyes. Because according to her, this was the most horrible thing anybody could ever do. The most horrible.
This is the wildest, most offensive thing I have seen. Equal to that awful AI of us fighting. Equal to people posing the question, is your bleep green? None of this is funny. None of it is cute. It degrades me. It degrades us. The original poster is an illustration. I am a real-life human being who chose to look right down the barrel of the camera to you, the viewer. Because without words, we communicate with our eyes. Our poster is an homage, not an imitation. To edit my face and hide my eyes is to erase me. And that is just deeply hurtful.
You know, so what if somebody wanted to make the poster look kind of like the original? Is it now the official poster? No, it's just like somebody having fun with Photoshop. She acted as though somebody had just come and stomped on her heart and then made her eat it. And when I saw that, I thought, oh, so you're crazy. Because that's not a for real emotion. That's not a for real reaction. Not the way any human being would behave. Because somebody changed the poster a little bit and now you're just like over there and, you know, somebody help me get the smelling salts. I'm falling out. But I think the thing that's so annoying about this is pretend like they really felt like this movie was something profound. Pretend they really thought that. Because you know what? I don't think they really think this. I just don't believe that anybody could really think that Wicked, the musical about a couple of witches, one of whom had green skin, is this life-shattering. You guys are actresses. This is your job to be able to pretend. And this is the best you can do at playing profundity, at playing, you know, pride in what you got to be part of. The crying, the tears, the literal falling out of chairs.
Wow. Whoa, stop.
Whoa.
Jesus Christ.
Don't do it.
I'm leaving.
Don't.
While they weep. Both of them have been in other projects before. Why are they acting like this? Okay, but let's look at a couple of the clips, because though we'd been given the heads up by Cynthia that it was going to be an absolute bleep show, I don't think any of us could have predicted it would have gone on so long and so far, and that every single interview would be take 2 of insanity. And one of the things I just want us to note is the clinginess, the constant holding on to each other, the kind of clinging that is so intense that it makes Meghan Markle look like a complete and total normie. The clinging to each other, the constant, the hand holding. We've got to hold each other's hands or we're going to get sucked into a black hole. The weeping, the finishing each other's sentences like we're so of one mind. Like we just know about each other so much. We get each other. Like, I mean, I can't even do a satirical impression of what they're doing because they're so far gone. I can't even up the ante in an impression. Let's watch the clip that we saw that I started the video with. Like, she goes on to talk about how beautiful she is when she took off the green makeup. And it's like, yeah, no, you're more beautiful without the green makeup on. Because when you have the green makeup on, you look like the Wicked Witch of the West. Somebody told her that was going to be her favorite part, but guess what? She actually liked the way she looked without it. Yeah, okay. I bet you do like it better. Why would you want to walk around with green skin? That's not profound. Anyway, let's watch the whole thing.
Someone said to me once that the green was the thing that I would love the most about Alphabet, that I would want to stay green. But actually, being green, yes, I loved playing this character. But every time I took the makeup off, I loved who I was even more. So I've come away feeling really beautiful.
You f***ing are.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I mean, God.
You know?
Yeah.
Was anybody else just like, Ariana, why are you cursing right now? Why are we letting the F word just fly out of our mouth? Like, It's because she's got to let you know that she really thinks it. So the best way to articulate yourself when you really think something is just throw in a couple of F-bombs, you know? Let's not learn any real words, right? Let's not really learn how to compliment each other. Let's just be like, and you effing are. She effing is. It's like, okay, Ariana, pipe down. All right, so I just like, why do they need to compliment each other so insanely? Like, what? Like, are both of their egos so fragile that but for the other one, they wouldn't be able to get up out of the chair because they'd just be so weak with self-doubt? But let's cling together and remind each other that you are God's gift to creation. So we've got that. But then it's the constant crying. The constant crying. At this point, they know that they're getting on folks' nerves. Because in this clip, they admit, we know this is really annoying. I'm like, then stop doing it. If you know that whatever little charade, shenanigans, foolishness that you guys tried to create is not working, and that people are like, wow, you guys are like the literal worst, then stop doing it. Because we all know that this is a charade. This is an act. You are not really like this. And if you are, God help everyone in your life. Because I could not put up with this for a second. Don't come up in here crying and acting like you're so important. The self-righteousness just dripping out of your mouth. Stop it. We can't handle it. But here they are talking about how they've been crying and crying, and they've cried 500 times today. And even the interviewer's like, let's not do that. And they're like, we can't help it. We can't help it. We can't help it. We just gotta, and then literally, as she's describing how she can't help it, you know, Cynthia says something that triggers Ariana, and then Ariana literally falls out of her chair because the tears are coming again, and it's only her 501st time she's cried today.
Our own. No. We're not gonna. We can't. We're
No, you get. Yeah, no.
We can't.
No, you're gonna do
We've
it.
cried 500 times today.
We've done it
today.
a lot. We've done
no,
today.
and honestly,
Alone.
this is a PSA. So sorry, guys.
It is what it is. There's nothing we can do about it.
I can't imagine. And you know what? If you're in the comments saying how annoying it is, I'll say it first.
We can't help it.
I've said
it's
it
not
first.
on purpose.
I'm annoyed. I'm tired. My tear
We
ducts.
are tired. Actually, I can't even. I felt the same
tired.
thing outside. I was like,
Do not do it here.
Emotionally tired.
Do not do it here.
but-
I don't cry before 4 p.m.
We can't do it. But we've been
can't.
crying since 6 in the morning.
We are not doing it.
But we just had our own private cry in the
Yes.
parking lot.
just because we've like come through like a massive thing, and we've really stuck together.
Yeah, the stuff you don't see is the most special stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
Whoa, stop.
Whoa.
Jesus Christ.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Stop, you guys.
What was that? What was that? Why are we falling out of our chairs? Like, again, who are they trying to impress? What audience are they playing to? What impression do they have that this set of characteristics are what the public are just panting for? Like, all we want, as a deer pants for water, so I pant for the foolish folly of Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo. I don't understand what's happening. I just don't understand. Like, if they felt compelled to behave this way, if they thought that this was going to be really winsome and just kind of like so sweet, like, and that their empathy was just going to just bowl people over, and that was something that people wanted. Okay, try that out once, if you must. And when the whole public is like, what the bleep is this? Then you stop. But they don't stop. They keep going. Okay, so like in this next clip, they're wanting to play their super kind ways. Like, not only are they super kind to each other, not only are they going to help the other one not get sucked into a black hole, they also care so much about you. Okay, so don't doubt it. Like, this is not just for each other. This is for you too. So they have this interviewer, right? And she says that this is her first time on this press junket. And they're like, well, you're the best one we've ever had. You're the best. And that's not even me exaggerating. Watch them.
My first time ever doing a junket.
You have been the light of the day. You are
truly-
such a gift.
You brought such light into the room. Thank you very much.
We appreciate
for coming into
you.
this room today.
Thank
We
What is this? Somebody help them. Seriously. They're not okay. And as a side note, they're not okay. Why are they so thin? Y'all gotta calm down on that Ozempic, okay? Like, for real. It's getting to be extreme. These two didn't need to be on anything. But they both are, because is the Ozempic face, all right? You know, it's like we all do the makeup so that our cheekbones look more chiseled. Okay. But when your literal bone is hanging out of your face, it might be time to just take a step back from the dosage. You know what I'm saying? Like, just know when it's enough. Have some friends in your life who can tell you it's enough. You can like maybe talk to your doctor. I know now that you're on it, but you got to be on it for life. But is there any way to maybe pull back? You know? And I feel like if they had any friends in their life who would say something like that to them, those same friends would have been like, what are you doing on this press tour? Are you okay? Is everything all right? No. We got to just keep on going with the crazy, right? Because in this next tour, she wants to let you know that really she was the only person, says Cynthia, who could have played this witch. Because as a queer black woman, you know, she had the witchy vibes. She was really going to be probably the most iconic person who ever played this part because of the queer blackness. And because of that, she brought something to the role that really no white straight person could have ever hoped to bring, right? I mean, because when you're black and when you're queer, witch is the next step in that process. And that, you know, she accomplished that. So, you know, the original girl who played it on Broadway, she brought what she could to the role. But not being black and queer really limited her in her abilities to really convey what it is to be a witch.
As a black woman who is queer,
No,
who shows up in like this way,
absolutely.
there's something that I have that many other alphabets don't have. They don't know what it is like to walk through the world like this. I do.
Yeah.
And so that innately, immediately makes me completely different.
Okay, Cynthia. Thanks for letting us know. And then the final one I would like to show you is this little conversation that they had with this woman who said that her girlfriend had brought the kids to see the movie and that afterwards she'd asked her kids their impression of Elphaba. And as she's about to tell them what this 5 and 6-year-old had to say about the movie, because we all know children are the future and whatever they say is God's honest truth, Ariana and Cynthia began to hold hands again. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? The children are going to tell us the truth. They're the ones. They're the ones. They're the next. They're the future. Let's hold hands while we hear what the 5 and 6-year-old wrote about us. And she goes on to say that, you know, the most banal, unexciting, inarticulate statement that, of course, a 5-year-old would make because they're 5. What do they know? You know, so they say something about like, the bad witch wasn't really that bad. And Cynthia starts crying again. She starts crying again. If the children got the message, it's not over. It's not over. If they got it, there's still hope for humanity.
My girlfriend, she took her 2 little girls last night, 5 and 7 years old, and I've written down what they said. At the end of it, they said, you have to be good and you have to be kind to everybody.
Whoa.
And she is a good witch.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
She is a good witch. If like kids can feel that, then
Yeah. That's the point.
yeah.
And they shipped us. Thank you. Thank you.
I didn't get it.
You didn't get it?
Look up that way.
Why don't you just concentrate on getting those nails under control? Okay? Why don't you concentrate on that? Don't you worry about what's going on with the next generation. You got enough to worry about on your own. Anyway, here we have Cynthia weeping and wailing and crying and carrying on, and Ariana's tapping the tears out of Cynthia's eyes. What is this? What is this, like her trying to like catch the tears that are falling out of Cynthia's face? Is this the part when they tell us that the aliens have entered and that these two are a couple of them? Is this the part when we find out that the invasion has actually occurred and that what we've been witnessing has been a couple of people trying to pretend like they're human beings? Is that what we're watching here? I don't know, but I mean, sound off in the comments, friends. What for you was the most annoying thing that you've witnessed so far on this ridiculous press tour? And at which point do these two need to just be booted out of Hollywood for this? Because if they're going to say that Meghan Markle is beyond the pale, and she is, And then Hollywood's going to accept this kind of clinging foolishness, this kind of fraudulent behavior, this kind of like ridiculous acting. Again, the thing that offends me the most is how badly they're acting out their profound feelings. If we're going to say, Megan, we cannot have you, we got to say the same thing to these jokers. This kind of performance should cancel them forever. You too are crazy. You don't have to be like this. And you don't have to pretend that what you've done in life, be in this movie about a couple of witches that are made for children, you don't have to pretend that you've done something that's a big deal. Wicked is really not that big of a deal. These two would have you believe that they showed up in Japan and stopped that atom bomb midway before it hit the ground. You did not just finish bringing down the 10 Commandments from the mountain. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're over here trying to compete with Moses. The disgusting self-righteousness, the bad acting, the insistence that their tears are worth your time, the insistence that their tears are correct, and that they, in their words, have been through something that is just so, so incredibly important. Of everything that we have just witnessed, what for you was the most painful? Which of these clips set your teeth on edge? Which of these clips sounded like those nails that Cynthia wears were just coming down that chalkboard? Which of these clips made you go, I don't even know if I can get through the rest of this video? Thank you for sitting with me while I purge the feelings that I had about all this, and feel free to do the same in the comments. It is cathartic. If nothing else, it has brought us together as a nation. All right, I'll talk to you later. Goodbye.